And now to our conversation today. The internal crisis in the Labour Party has continued unabated, with the primaries in some states to pick candidates ahead of the local government election in states across the country. The Obidient movement, loyal to the 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi, is calling on the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, not to recognize primaries conducted by the Abure faction loyal to Lamidi Apapa. Recall that the national convention held by a faction of the Labour Party, led by its embattled national chairman, Julius Abure, has further widened the scope of its internal crisis, with aggrieved stakeholders threatening to pull out of the Labour Party. To help us understand the internal crisis in the party and the way forward, I'm joined by Honorable Ekena Azomchine, a former governorship aspirant in Anambra State. He also leads the New Nigeria movement. Honorable, thank you for joining us on the program this evening. Many thought that the challenges within the Labour Party had finally ended when the Apapa faction backed Abure as chairman in June, but that doesn't seem to be the case. What do you consider the key issues driving this crisis?
You just said, good evening, viewers. I refuse to accept your assertion that Apapa backed illegality cannot back illegality from the obedience perspective, which we are. They are both illegal. We believe that we don't have a chairman in Labour Party, as INEC has clearly stated. And on that note, we should have a discourse on what is going on.
So at what point did you cease from having a chairman within the Labour Party?
It was in the news. INEC had clearly made it clear that his signatures were no longer an authority, and that his tenure had elapsed. And we expect the gentleman who is in Abure to come out and help the Obidient movement and the Labour Party strengthen itself to face the leading APC that is for dragging in the economic development of our nation and trying all it can to lure us into a chaos. I mean, it's obvious, and you know it, that Nigeria at this moment, it's not really... the situation is getting out of hand, and it's not in anybody's wish that we fall apart.
But we also saw on TV a national congress from which Abure emerged chairman of the party. There's a little bit of confusion here. What nullified that process?
It is, of course, an illegal convention, which, you know, first they kept shifting from A to B location. And the constitution of the NWC, he's not even the presidential candidate himself, is not even there. A lot of us, Obedience, were not there. It was a kangaroo convention as far as we are concerned. It's illegal. And it's important that Abure realizes that he's breaking the law. Who permitted the congresses? Who gave the authority? I mean, they just went to Anambra and some states and they started extorting people and claiming Congress. Who permitted the Congress? Where did they get the authority from? They are breaking the law. The EFCC and the appropriate authorities should go and effect justice and allow the opposition to thrive. We feel that there's a ploy here to undermine the opposition and cause mayhem, and at the same time accuse us of being the aggressors. And here it's impossible. The world knows the truth. We expect the handlers of...
Is this the same position? Is this the same position held by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi?
I don't speak for His Excellency, but it's obvious, being the Obidient General, being one of the top Obedients, we know the intrigues in the Labour Party. We know there's a systematic plan to undermine and reduce the strength of the Labour Party, but we are just yet to figure out who are the culprits and hold them accountable. So we are appealing to the relevant authorities to do their work, to make sure there is peace in the Labour Party.
So you have called this Congress illegal. Have you taken any legal action against how Abure emerged as national chairman?
Well, first, we Obedience, we are condemning it because we know it's illegal. It was not, it was never in any plan for a Congress to be held before a proper convention. So it's illegal. And we are waiting to hear from the Transition NLC Transition Committee. They should quickly come up with a convention and strengthen the Labour Party so that we can move on. As you know, the Labour Party is a bride of the beautiful bride at the moment. We did well in 2023, but I think it's not God's wish that we are piloting the affairs of the nation. But I think that those who danced the reggae song when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu became president are today going to the market and biting their tongues and their teeth. It's an obvious proof that things are not going well.
I'm wondering exactly how you respond to critics who say Peter Obi's inability to unite your party, the Labour Party, behind him is an indictment on his leadership capacity, especially from someone who wants to lead Nigeria.
First of all, I must say from the Obedience perspective that we expect His Excellency Peter Obi to swing into action with immediate effect and tell the Obedience where we are at the moment. Because it's like we have a limousine being driven by criminals. We need to know who is the appointed driver. We need to know that now. And Obedience are calling me. They are calling on me. We call out on our presidential candidate to do the needful with immediate effect.
What do you consider the needful?
Some of us are being stolen already by hold on. Some of us are already being stolen by the ruling APC, as you know. We don't want Obedience being stolen to other parties. We need Obedience to be formidable. We need to be strong and face 2027 just like we did in 2023.
I'm trying to understand what you're inferring. Leaving the Labour Party?
Wherever our principal goes, but now he's in Labour Party, we need to see him doing what is needed to do in Labour Party for Labour Party to be able to present a candidate in the local level and at the federal level. That's what we are calling on him to do.
There are some who have, talked about that if you understand the political history of this nation, you'll find out that it takes patience to build a particular party to a point where it has national relevance and it can win national election. This narrative, for instance, that the Obidient movement is bigger than the Labour Party, some say rubbishes the concept of party loyalty and the fact that you actually need the party to run because you got more than 6 million votes last year on the platform of the Labour Party. It's no-brainer that stay with the party, build, and then you have a brighter future. You don't agree with that?
First of all, I will strongly disagree with you that we just had only 6 million votes. That is still in the contest. At the same time, we don't have any fears of any political party. If our presidential candidate goes to SDP, for example, the same force and human resources will go to that party and it's going to become same as Labour Party. But because we have spent so much time and money to campaign on the Mama Papa Pikin, which has been inserted into the rural areas in the north, for example, where I campaigned, I would not advise my principal to leave the Labour Party if I have the powers to do that.
Okay, I'm sure that you're hearing about some news about defection already. We're just hearing about Senator Ezewan Francis defecting from the Labour Party. But you don't think that this stance by the Obidient movement and the refusal to work with the Abure faction is causing more harm to the party's chances in the upcoming elections, and moving to an entirely new party means starting all over again?
We Obedients are law-abiding people. Obedients are the professors, the doctors, the lawyers, keke driver, the civil servants, the poor market women, the Okada riders. We do not have any fear of whatever party that would the new Nigeria would follow. It's not about party. Obedients are in APC, they are in PDP, they are in every political party. I know the Obedients in APC. Every one of us is hungry at this moment, gentlemen. Every one of us.
Interesting.
It's no longer a party. We are not talking about party politics anymore. We are talking about the Nigerian people at this moment. 2027 is still far.
Yeah.
That's why we are crying very loud for the Labour Party to put itself in order. We cannot force Abure to do what he knows is the right thing to do. Abure is an obedient. Right. Abure is an obedient, so we expect him. And we Obedients are calling on Abure to immediately do the right things. Right. He can step down. If there's any lacuna there legal lacuna for him to come back, the process should be followed immediately. We should not.
We have run out of time for this conversation, Mr. Azochine. We're going to continue subsequently and also attempt to get the other side of the story. Former governorship aspirant in Anambra State, Honorable Ekena Azomchine, thank you for talking to us on the program this evening.
My appreciation.
We're back with more exciting angles to this story right after this break. Stay with us, everyone. Very interesting development, everyone, as regards what's happening with the Labour Party. We're looking at perhaps some dynamics. It seems the Labour Party has not been the same since 2023 election, where its presidential candidate indeed garnered about 6 million votes to come third in that election. Julius Abure has been at the center of the crisis. At some point, Lamidi Apapa was claiming to be chairman. We heard that that rank has now been closed and that there is still the NLC and another group that called itself the Obidient movement. We're trying to catch up with the dynamics of development within the party, how it's faring 1 year after the last general election. I'm joined now by National Publicity Secretary Abayomi Arabambi, who joins us live from Ogun State. I'm going to get your reaction to what my earlier guest talked about, but it's amazing that your faction now works with Abure, Mr. Arabambi, because I have lost count of the number of interviews you've had against him. That's politics, right?
No, it's not politics. It's about, savaging our party from political scavengers, economic strangulators, and people that I will call people that wanted to murder the democracy that all of us have so much work, work for. And these are, the group, newly formed group by Joe Ajero.
No. The point I was making is that I thought Abure represented this group for you in the last conversations we had.
You said what?
I said I'd assumed that Abure represented this group that you are talking about in the previous conversations we've had.
Yeah, that's why that is the dynamics, of politics. We have come to realize, and Abure has also come to realize, why those who are pretending to be his friend, they only wanted to do what we call elimination by substitution in additional mathematics there. Once he got wind of their plan, we also knew of their plan, which I might, be able to offer plausible explanation for why we came together. It is very necessary for us to salvage our party from people that ordinarily nobody would have known them. But because they came to the Labour Party, a party some of us have been in for the past 15 years, where we have governorship, we have won senatorial election, we have won national assembly election, before they came on board, and suddenly they said they are bigger than the party. And we have addressed them. Why don't you go and form your party?
All right.
The obedient man that just spoke now, you remember they said they are not member of Labour Party. Aisha Yusufu came out, they said they are not member of Labour Party. They said they are not member of Labour Party. The Labour Moruti, all of them said they are not member of Labour Party. And, they are just a group which they are just confirmed that they are with our presidential candidate. Fine, we are not about to that. But what we are saying is that an architect of a beautiful building, you cannot take the matter.
Mr. Arabambi, I thought what they said in reality was that the Obidient movement is bigger than Labour Party. And you will agree to the fact that they actually gave life to your party in the last election. I mean, Labour Party had not garnered as many votes before the Obidient movement supported it. That's fact, right?
No, that is absolutely false. Narrative, live, with all manner of ambiguity. You see, a lot of the people, they are inconsequential in the People Democratic Party. That is the problem they have. They are manifestly inconsequential in Labour Party, in PDP, where they are coming from. So they felt they would just come and overrun us. The Obidient are even the reason why Peter Obi failed that president election. They are the one. Because I am surprised now, the way some of them are coming out, to shout hallelujah top of heaven. These are the people that Aisha Yesufu and co put their name as agent, even against Labour Party member. These are the same people that because of 10,000 naira, they failed to do their duty on that day. These are the people because they didn't pay them. They went away with our polling unit result for Mission 8A, and upon that, we filed a petition without no result, which is very, very fundamental that all petition must be accompanied by the result of the polling unit. All petition within that 21 days.
Hold on for a minute, Mr. Arabambi, and help me understand. Are you saying that the Labour Party would have been as popular without the Peter Obi presidency? Presidential candidacy?
The context of their popularity is what I don't know. Omoagege was a senator under Labour Party. Great Oguru contested under Labour Party. We won House of Rep, we won House of Assembly. I hope you know that time. Most of these people are just traders. They are very passive in politics. We won an election with PDP, Baba Sojo as president. We won an election. They are into governor chief seat in Ondo State. For the fact that if not for that, what we have done, they won't come. The other party they will have gone. And let me bust your brain now. All of them, have been talking all manner of bad dash, but we have advised them. You say you are popular, go to another party. But look at what the man is saying. Oh, they have expended the law. Where did they spend the money? So, there was not a single secretariat. Not a single secretariat. We do not have a single secretariat for Mr. Peter Obi. As I speak, in the ward, in the local government, they say there is none. No Obidient provided anything. But let me tell you what they did. They only tried to manipulate our presidential candidate. They succeeded in manipulating it. So that every fund that came into the party, including Aisha Yesufu, they were the one that knows, how they disposed it. And that was why I said,
precisely, how do you respond to allegations? You had my first guest, the allegations that your faction of your party's National Congress was illegitimate and further divided the party.
Thank you very much. You see, they are not conversant, with politics of Nigeria, and they are not conversant with our constitution, and they are not conversant with our electoral act. This is the electoral act that I'm going to read to Nigerians. In section 82 of the electoral act 2022 as amended, says 82.1 says every legislative political party shall give commission at least 21 days notice of any convention, congresses, and quote like that under the act. Now, 5 now says failure of a political party to notify the commission as stated in subsection 1 that said party must give INEC 21 days. They said that shall render the convention, congress, conferences, meeting invalid. Failure to notify them. But do not forget, Apuri notify INEC in line with section 82.1. But they said the commission may or without notice of political party may at their discretion to attend, not to attend. That is section 81.2. Now, this is where the old issue now rested.
Okay.
When INEC fails to monitor political party primary or convention, the section 83.1 section 83 sub 2 said commission may seek information or clarification from any registered political party in connection with any activities of political party which may be contrary to provision of the constitution and any other law.
All right.
Now, 3 said the commission may direct its inquiry to the national chairman or national secretary. Now, what this means is that in as much as Labour Party did not run contrary to section 83, 2 and 3, we have conformed with section 81, section 82, 1 and 5.
I hear you, Mr. Arabambi.
You must inform them.
I hear you clearly, but I'm afraid we have to go now. I just need some clarity. I want to be sure I heard you clearly. Earlier on, did you say yes, Aisha Yesufu embezzled money that belonged to the Labour Party?
Of course. Aisha Yesufu, I've said times that number, she was in charge of the agents. She was that of day. She can never come out to controver me. She controver me, I will expose her.
Is that a claim that you have evidence and proof for?
I said they were the one that model law. Mr. Peter Obi, a presidential ambition. And like I said, who are the people? They were the people in charge of most of the Obidient. Most of our executives are not made an agent because of what I said. One of them believe that it is their project. But these are the same people that are on the way with a resource sheet because they were not paid the money. And that was why we went into that court, and the justices, well respected, said we knew they cannot manufacture evidence.
I'm wondering who these people are, because you have only mentioned one name.
I am talking about Aisha Yusufu.
All right. Good place to leave it. Mr. Abayomi Arabambi, National Publicity Secretary.
Yes, she has not been very faithful in the Labour Party. She has not.
That's our time.
She has not very faithful.
Mr. Abayomi Arabambi, thank you so much for talking to us on Beyond 100 Days. That's our show today. And
Akure remain national chairman of our party. No shaking on that.
That's our show today, everyone. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.